We have any kids with us today? Looks like not many, huh? Well, we all know that's not going to stop me from telling a good story. So here we go. We're all kids at heart, and we're sure we're all God's children, so we'll see what we can do with this. Oh, here we go. Thank you for coming down. Well, way back in the old days when I was young, I had a favorite cowboy star, and his name was Gene Autry. He was one of the singing cowboys and made a lot of records and a lot of movies. He had a TV show and a radio show and rode around in his Wonder Horse Champion. You remember him, don't you? No. Well, Gene used to start his shows. He'd say, "Kids, I got a swell story for you today." Well, today I got a swell story, and it's all about responsibility. I grew up on a farm not too far from here, and we did most of our work with horses. And I wasn't much older than you are when I got the job of taking care of those horses. I kept them fed and watered and made sure they were where they were supposed to be when we needed them. And one thing you find out is horses have their own personalities. You get one horse and he's your best pal. Come on down, find a seat. You get more than one, they gang up on you. We had one black Percheron we called Prince. And he thought he was quite a con artist. I always thought he was more of a clown, but I always tried to see what he could get away with. One thing he did is he learned how to open the barn door by himself. It was a sliding door, and he found if he put his nose in just the right spot and pushed in just the right direction, he had all that feed all to himself. So I look around the pasture, don't see Prince anywhere. Nope, look, sure enough, the barn door is open, and there he is with his nose in the grain bin. And I'd have to go in and convince him that if he ate all that, none of us are going to be very happy. Now, right here, you got to remember that I'm a little kid, and I'm starting an argument with something that weighs almost a ton. But he'd see it my way, and I'd bring him back out to his pasture and pat him on the neck and let him go. Well, we cured that. We put a lock on the inside of the door. And one day, Prince decided he wanted to see what was on the other side of a stone wall. And what he found was a snowdrift. And he went right out of sight. I mean, it was just enough of him sticking out so he could breathe. Okay, get the shovel, dig him out, get him calmed down, pat him on the neck, turn him back in his pasture. Everything's okay. But I think the one time I remember Prince the most for was we had a 4-strand wire fence that separated our pastures. And Prince had the habit of walking up to that fence, and he'd put his front hoof up on the bottom wire. And he'd just stand there. I guess he thought he looked cool or something. I don't know. And one day I called the horses over to feed them, and the other horse come trotting right over, but Prince just stood there, his hoof up on the wire. Not like him to turn down food, so I better go find out what's going on. And sure enough, he'd got that wire in between his hoof and his shoe, and he was stuck there. Yep, okay, get the wire cutters and set him free. Give him his pat on the neck. Tell him, go have his lunch. But the look that horse gave me before he left was like please don't tell anybody. Prince has been resting for a long time now. I think he'd be okay with this. Prince needed me because I kept him out of trouble. And I needed Prince because he helped teach me responsibility. Everybody needs somebody. None of us in this alone. We all have somebody that's going to take us to our own pastures, let us lead our own lives. But he's there when we need us. And sometimes you feel you're in trouble, like you feel like you're stuck in a snowdrift or hung up on a fence. You can almost feel that little pat on the neck that says, everything's okay. You got a friend. Well, now, I'd like you to repeat after me. I mean, everybody out there, like I say, we're all God's children. We're all kids at heart, so repeat after me. Jesus is my best friend.
Jesus is my best friend.
Little louder. There you go. And God loves us all. And there's nothing we can do about it.
And there's nothing we can do about it.
Thanks for coming down.